Kids looking out the windows. Very beautiful apartments. Shabby looking buildings, but lovely apartments on the inside. Ladies in the street. And there is Habibi, hammering out our name. Very artistic guy. See on his block it says Habibi. He was keeping up a stream of patter at the same time he was banging away on his tool. I think we bought him a beer. This took him would have taken him about 2 minutes. I think he dragged it out to about 10 minutes. It cost us about $3 or $4, I think, for this solid brass. Really a coaster, not an ashtray. I think Adrie still has that someplace. A lot of jeans and sneakers. Very Western dress. Just like Perimeter Mall. Like those fez hats the gentleman wore. Oh, there was an interesting hotel here, as I recall. Sort of an inverted pyramid, we'll see. Quite unique. Oh, and this was a Catholic church in the heart of Muslim country. Quite a few Catholics in Tunisia, about 7 or 8% of the town. French was, Tunisia was a French possession, and the French Catholics had quite an influence, and French is still the second language in the country. There was that inverted hotel. You see the way the rooms stick out on the left-hand side? Quite unique. That was another structure behind it, not associated with the hotel. Luxury hotel in downtown Tunis. Still in the souks here. There's a tent area where they were selling all kinds of foodstuffs and trinkets and automobile parts and you name it. And they had something called henna. I'd never seen this before. A lot of the North Africans dye their hair red. They have very dark brown or black hair. And to improve their appearance, they have some kind of a natural dye that grows, and I think he's selling it right here. That's it. He's spreading around the henna chemical that they gather from plants to dye their hair red. He sells it in little, watch him fold the newspaper there, I think. Oh no, he's just covering it. So it doesn't get dirty, doesn't blow away. Some hot peppers and spices. Combing the bugs out. Quite a clean country, actually. Different influence. Much different culture than you would have expected. Food was all lined up. They had swept this dirt street clean. Quite a clean country. People were very clean. Crime. I think it's saying it's a crime to do something on the left there. Detour. Beautiful faces. A lot of blonde, blue-eyed kids. Wonder where they came from. German invasion of North Africa. Well, this kid was putting a scissors to his nose so people would take a shot of him, and then if you took his picture he wanted money. Little hats. These were oranges or tangerines that they had strung together. Sort of a, instead of a bag, they just handed you a string of oranges or tangerines or different fruits. We bought a bag we're on our bus trip to Kairouan now. We bought a bag and they were delicious. Excellent fruit. Well, let me start reading the literature now from Kurt Isensee's tours. Well, those were camels in the desert. Wild camels, not really wild, but nomads. Camels are taking a drink before they go off on one of their safaris. We're on the edge of the desert here. This is an oasis. That was a roadside Sunday market, fresh tangerines from Tangiers. Did you ever think about that, where Tangiers got their name from? Camels in the desert, nomad tents, nomads. We're going to see the Grand Mosque of Kairouan, famous from Lawrence of Arabia's days, and there it is. That's Kairouan. Let me read this piece here now. Holy Muslim city was founded in the 9th century. Culture and religious center of the Arab Empire. The Grand Mosque is a masterpiece of refined and detailed Arab splendor. Its arches and pillars will remind you of the Mosque of Cordoba in Spain, which at one time belonged to the very same Arab Empire, stretching from the Atlantic to the Persian Gulf. We saw the old city walls and the narrow streets with its souks dating back to 1600 AD. And Adrie was standing in the center. We'll see these rope grooves. That's a well, and the centuries of hauling water up with the ropes wore grooves in the marble well top. Had a wooden cover over it, keep the dirt out, and it was still being used. People came by and dropped their buckets in and pulled up water. Beautiful faces. Quite handsome people. Kids were gorgeous. This is right near the Grand Mosque, sort of a courtyard. There's a walled courtyard. We had to walk up some steps to get to it. We're walking up some more steps to the wall around the Grand Mosque to see the view. We had lunch at Kairouan in some very nice shops. There was some craft museum and a state-owned mill, factory. Then we left Kairouan and we went to Bubu Majlis, probably the greatest Roman settlement of all, dating back to 198 AD. And this is it right here. Well, these are the cemetery area next to the Kairouan Mosque. Ladies would come and clean the graves. Took very good care of their dead. This is the inside of the mosque now. We were allowed to go in. Had to keep yourself covered. Going in the Kairouan Mosque. Exquisite mosaic work in the walls. Well, this was our lunch stop, and this kid just flipped over on his hands and walked around looking to get a few pennies for his circus capability. He was excellent. Stay in his hand for as long as he wanted. His friend was picking up the money. They sort of had a partnership going. This was the restaurant that we had lunch in for our tour. Of course, right next door was a tourist shop. Bought some more stuff. Kairouan Cooperative Wool Transformation. I think they were dyeing wool and selling it as well as carpets there. We're walking around the city now. We've had our lunch.